HTB family, hello, welcome. Yes, that concludes game two. New South Wales winning 44 points to 12. As you can see, I am decked out, I'm ready, I'm pumped. What a game, what a game. Obviously, coming into this game here, there was a lot of, pressure that was actually put on Freddie Fittler and New South Wales. Right, 7 changes, a lot of key positions being changed. Burton coming in, Crichton staying in, some players being left out, some players being brought in, so on and so forth. And yet the general noise was, can New South Wales deliver? Can they deliver? Well, guess what? They absolutely did. It was a bit of a tough grind, I reckon anyway, and obviously in the first half, right, where New South Wales were up by 2 points. Some controversial calls, in my opinion. I thought anyway, that probably did dictate the game early. However, in saying that, New South Wales, I thought, was still did well to keep themselves composed. Same for Queensland as well. Both teams were in, how do I say this, sort of tick for toe, right? Bit of back and forth. And it was just a typical grinding Origin game, right, that we sort of love to watch as we usually do. But things were a bit different in the second half. So I guess both teams coming out with their game plan still intact and different ways they wanted to play the game. But for some reason, you just felt that the Blues had it. Now, obviously, I want to touch on the Galfusi send-off, regardless of your thoughts on it, whether it was supposed to be a send-off or not. I'm not going to be one here to comment and tell you whether it was or not. It is what it is. You take it at face value, and that's it, right? Had he not done that, he's probably still in the game. But anyway, he comes back anyway, right, in the second half, and still, the Blues, right, there was just a switch there where they were just dominant and they basically took control of everything and try after try after try after try. And that basically ends the game there for Queensland. Now, in terms of our general play, in terms of players, look, I think I'll just go for Queensland first. I thought, the stuff they showed in game one was not there. Munster, for some reason, had a quieter game than usual. DCE as well. It almost seemed like a reverse, except obviously this time, the Blues, in my opinion anyway, have always, just a more dominant team, to be fair. This time, it was quiet. The Queensland forwards, they were not as powerful as they were, or they have been. Papali, for example, Fasua Maliawi, Galfusi, as I touched on before, the likes of Carrigan as well. Even the likes of Capel, surprisingly enough, it just wasn't that typical Queensland team we're used to seeing. You go even out wide to the backs, you got Gagai Holmes, right? You got Cobo, even Murray Tawalangi. Again, a game that you probably, some of those players there were quite quiet. And again, it's credit to the Blues. Now, in the other sphere, I suppose, and quickly before I go there, actually, Kalen Ponga as well. I thought he was probably their best player, to be fair with you, throughout the whole game. Catching the bomb, setting up some tries, lethal. I thought he had to be the best player that the Queensland had. And the fact that the scoreline was still 44-12 shows you just how superior the Blues were. Now, in the Blues camp, you had a big name called Burton, right? We all know, coming from the Doggies, who are not, playing at their best, but still, he came in and he dictated that show. He was the third kicker in. It's as if he didn't miss a beat, right? That Penrith connection proving all the well used, I suppose, for lack of a better word structure there. But overall, just sensational. Nathan Cleary. A lot of pressure on him. He took that loss in game one and he shouldered it like a mature player that he is. And he said, it's time for me to come back with a vengeance. And he absolutely did. Will the Blues, will the Blues take a lot out of this game? They will, absolutely. Will Queensland? They will, absolutely. Even in game one, they did. It is what it is. But I guess the thing is who responds the best? Who responds the best? Right? You lose the game, you win the game. How do you respond in the next game? Right? And both teams, the result is right there in front of you. And Luai for mine. Jake Trbojevic, those two were the pillars defensively. Liam Martin, Cameron Murray, sensational. Even the hookers, right? Even for Harry Grant, I thought he wasn't quite at his best, to be fair with you. Not quite at his best. Ben Hunt as well. It was just one of those games. It sort of reminded me of what was it, game one? Yeah, it sort of reminded me of game one just a bit, actually, or even game two, to be fair with you guys, where New South Wales dominated very well. This was quite reminiscent of those, game one and two of last year. And just going back to the Blues as well. Liam Martin I touched on, but, Brian To'o, right? Crichton on defense. Yes, he had that one slip there on Ponga, which I didn't like. I was actually very critical of that moment. But after that, he cleaned himself up and he went to work and he did a sensational job. You know, you can't complain there. And as I touched on as well, Brian To'o there, Dupo as well with the hard carries. It was just one of those games where the Blues just gelled and it just all worked out. On the back of, I suppose, pure do or die, which is what this came down to. Do or die. And the Blues did not die. They did, and they won. And guess what, guys? We have ourselves a Game 3 over in Brisbane. Normally, I would be saying I feel nervous, but I'm saying that you have a win like this and you take it in good stead, right? As to how changes will happen on the team, I'm not too sure. I would not be surprised if Fittler made a few tweaks. I wouldn't be surprised if Billy Slater made a few tweaks. To be fair with you, there were some players in Queensland who were definitely more quieter than some of the Blues players were in Game 1. But in saying that, how does Billy Slater respond in turn? Right? We all know that in the first game, Billy Slater had the checkmate there. There was nothing that a Fittler could do. However, in this one here, to be fair with you, this was not just a checkmate. This was an early checkmate. You know, probably about 5 moves in. But in saying that, I digress, as I famously say all the time. Anyway, I joke. But a good game, a good physical game, you know, just to sort of wrap this up. Blues, like Luai said in his post-match interview, Paul Gallen, they came in with a do-or-die mindset. And Luai was sensational. Cleary was sensational. 2 tries, just setting up some tries too. He was the best. He's my man of the match. Man of the match, mine. Burton, as I touched on, sensational. Most people there for the Blues were good. You know, even the little stints of Talakai as well. It was just good. It was all around good. Goroi, you know, Goroi Sal to Cook. You can't really ask for a better game if you're a Blues fan. If you're a Queensland fan, obviously you're sort of how do you say it? You reflect, you look back at it, and you definitely work on some things that you can do to be better. Like I said, we head into Game 3, and do I feel nervous? No. But at the same time, I'm wary of the threat that is Queensland, especially at home. It's do or die. This is the real do or die now, right? It was do or die for New South Wales, but now it's truly do or die. And I almost feel like because New South Wales have had that pressure, it probably bodes well for them. But at the same time, how do Queensland respond in turn, right? State of origin. It is what it is. But look, in saying that, guys, I will leave it for now, right? I will leave it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, who do you support? Queensland? Do you support New South Wales? Hey, I love it. Anyway, take it easy. See you guys next time. And on New South Wales, guess what? This time, you guys know how to hold the ball. Take it easy. See you guys next time. Up the Blues.